Good to see you.
Alright there, Revenants, welcome back to Code Vein in the Road 100, where today we are looking at these two weapons, the Blood Mist Halberd and the Snowdrift Sharur. As funny enough as it is, when they both have a Mercury Chrome, they both have the same amount of damage, because they are both strength weapons that scale at an A+, and they require an A to activate, and so these two are similar in their specials and in their how their attacks are and such. And so it's interesting here that if you are wanting to run either one of these, you can. The Snowdrift Sharur is a crush hammer, and the halberd is a slash weapon, a slash halberd. So it depends on what kind of damage you are wanting to do. Will determine how you go about engaging. Now here with the halberd can take advantage of all three of these multi-hit gifts. If you are going for the hammer, you will want to use Triple Annihilator, Tormenting Blast, and if you can, Dragon Lunge. So that's 6, 11, and 6 is 16 or 17 ichor that you have to use. Going the Blood Mist Halberd route, it is 3, 7, and 6 is 13. So it's much cheaper to go for the halberd route than for the hammer route. However, the hammer route is obviously the hammer route is crush. So that is very different than going for the, that's very different than going for the halberd here. But they both give you a charge attack that you can get a 5% ice value onto your weapon, which is just what we will need in this area to ensure that we are constantly having ice, because even if we don't have the highest ice value, it will still proc the enemy's weakness to ice, which will then generate a huge amount of value for us. Okay, so now as we get into these fellas, they are exceptionally problematic. Okay. Okay, thanks to you. Okay, this guy is just not going to allow me to do anything here. Whoops, ran into the wall. And you'll notice that my focus gauge is lasting exceptionally long, and that is because of Maintain Focus and Focus Carnage. So Maintain Focus allows us to have 38 seconds for focus time instead of 20 seconds, and Focus Carnage is allowing us to not decrease the amount of focus that we are using by a huge amount. Where is this stupid monkey? There we go. Okay. For whatever reason, we cannot kill the monkey. Okay, good, fair enough. Now, this build set here does rely on you actually striking the enemy a lot of times in order to recover ichor along the way, and in the event that you're not striking the enemy, you will be at a severe disadvantage, because that is where all of your value comes out of, is when you are being able to hit the enemy along the way to recover that ichor, because we are at currently 0.87, which is not the greatest in the world by any means. So that's where the backstabs come in super handy, that we do get, we do get 9 ichor on a backstab, which is really good and super helpful for us, because we are just draining our health away. Whoops. Okay, I missed this guy. And every single time we strike the enemy with our weapon, right, we are applying the status debuff at the value that is on our weapon. Remember that? So if we get all of our gifts up and running here, we will have an insane amount of debuff value that we can put out. The problem is that we need an insane amount of ichor recovery and a huge amount of ichor bank in order to make sure that we have plenty of ichor to use all of our gifts back to back to back to back, because that's where we can apply insane amounts of value out of these three. This is 5 hits, this is 3 hits, this is 2 hits, I believe. So that's 5, 8, and 10 hits all together. And right now that would be, 200 slow value applied. So very, very important there. If we can get all of those running at any one point in time, then it will seriously help us. Okay, oops. And if we get focused here, we will die immediately, but the amount of value that we will get out of our passive buffs here is super helpful. Okay, let's get this going. Let's get this going. And let's, okay, I'll go for a backstab. That's fine. And let's get poison going. Okay. Ouch. That definitely hurts. Okay. So not the most graceful pattern here, but 6 ichor is a pretty hefty cost that we have to pay for having that active. But you can see that that guy was not slowed. And so our weapon was ineffective, and we did not do a charge attack to go for the ice value, which would have helped us significantly. Okay, so let's go ahead and rest here. Even though we are at 26 ichor, our cap is 30, as you can see from the blood code here. And since we have the lowest stamina value in all of the game, it is very important that we, actually have the ability here to, do gifts instead of actually using physical weapon attacks, because if we rely on physical weapon attacks, we will not have enough damage available to us in order to inflict that on the enemy here. As you can see, using the gifts and having the ichor is exceptionally useful, and it is basically the crux of how we are going to be able to survive through here. If we don't have ichor, there's no way that we're going to have enough stamina to actually do anything of super value. And so as we go through the next part, we will go for the hammer version, Tormenting Blast, and Dragon Lunge. And you'll see that even though we have the problem here of not having enough ichor, we can mitigate that a little bit by just having crush damage. Oops, okay, come on. Pick that up, come on. You can do it. There we go. Old world materials, definitely worth getting. Let's go ahead and heal. And you might be thinking, well, why aren't we just going for fire resistance and everything? Well, that's the obvious answer when you come through the City of the Falling Flame, but it's very, very fun to actually come through here and play it correctly. So here we're at a 0.87, here we're at a 1.3. So you'll notice that even though things are more expensive, we are going to have obviously a little bit more value here. Okay, and we did not quite get this thing stunned. Okay, and we can go for a Dragon Lunge here. Good. And now that we have all of our gifts up and running here, we can go for a couple of backstabs and get some big ichor recovery here, and go for some big damage here, while at the same time getting all of our debuffs back up and running. Okay. And you can see that we do have some considerable ichor recovery because of the higher ichor value on the weapon itself as compared to the halberd. And the fact that we are doing crush damage is super, oh whoops, super helpful. Like more than you might think. Okay, so let's go for this guy here. And as you can see, we can stun this guy, so it is very important here that we go for some stun value. Okay, now we definitely want to go for a charge attack here to apply that ice buff here. Whoa, okay, whoops. Okay, and he is not slowed, and he is not stunned. Okay, so now he is, you know, we've got super stun and poison values. Okay. And you can see that our focus value there definitely allowed us to kill those 2 spike balls very, very fast because of stun and poison because of our focus bar. So that will be super helpful here for our Emily fight as we will get focused pretty much all the time as we go into the fight. So very, very helpful. And as you can see, that 5%, even though it is just a 5% value, we get immense value out of it just because of the fact that we are proccing the enemy's weakness to ice as opposed to just increasing 5% on our weapon. Okay, yes, we have you. You are correct. And as we go through here, we probably should bring like White Mia or somebody, but that's okay. We will go with what we have here, and we'll get through Emily. Not too terribly easy, but it will definitely be, you know, something we can do. Okay, let's go for a charge attack here. Okay, we got all of our I-core back. Okay, and we definitely want to make sure that we whoa, okay, we just took all of that to the face. Okay, let's go for, oh, okay, she's not gonna let us do anything here. Okay, she's stunned and poisoned. Okay. And now that she's slowed, right, we can take pretty good advantage here. Whoops. Thanks, Eo. And let's run into the flames here to get focused. Okay. And you'll notice that the weapon damage gifts do not allow us to lose our values here. Oh, whoops. Thanks, Eo. Oh, whoops. She's dead. Sorry. Oh, I did not want to kill her that. Oh well. Emily is Emily, but Eo kind of saved us there. I wanted to kind of go through it maybe like 2 times or 3 times, just to see how the focus mechanic changes, you know, the value that you are getting. Very, very, very amazing how with a high dark value, you can get an insane amount of extra debuff build up located on your weapon. And with bosses like this where they provide you know, the flame trails and different things where you can get focused very, very easily and simply, the problem again with warrior is that we're constantly out of stamina, and you can see that you're constantly applying your gifts over and over and over and over and over and over. There's nothing here that you can really do to recover that amount of I-core that you need, but the amount of stun and venom that you get and the duration that you get it, it all makes it worth it in the end. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow in, the Crown of Sand. And hopefully we'll give you some different debuff values for that place, and using some debuffs here in the City of the Falling Flame, with some DLC weapons and gear, with base game gifts and everything that we have here. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.